Just want to note one thing that is a part of the Q-Zone system and Moneyball through QuantVue.io. We do have very extensive training. Today we had one of our core setups. We had a level sweep. And right after that, then we look for certain types of setups. This is all in the training. The dual money ball setup, the impulse. So anybody that was long, the flip and the impulse, that's your signal, especially after a level sweep, to bail on the trade, call it good. That would be the first time anybody should start looking for taking a shot at the short side in this particular market, the way institutionals came in with what I call an agenda move and played the pump job game with futures and options. Now, the money ball set on a trend bias mode versus the same indicator money ball, we add a moving average set on the impulse mode. We did have one of our key money ball dual trade setups to the short side. So let me get a vertical line here. I'll show you right where that was at. So I'm going to show you two ways that I trade these. If you trade it aggressive, see how the moving average blips down below the 1.0 level setting. We get a downtick and we get a drop in the vertical bar height. That's an aggressive entry point. Or the normal one is you get the indicator sitting on top of the upper green threshold. And in this case, we have good band position. We have mid-band or above, mid-band area or above to be a seller. That's the value area. So you're in the trade, market order, stop just above most recent price pivot or 3 bars back. So we don't use big stops on these trades. Trade goes to the other side of the bands. You're already beyond 1-to-1. No need to have the stop anymore. Risk, break even plus. Trades running. The first time we had flip in the Q trend indicator at the close of this bar, right at the close of the bar and beginning of that bar is where you would have seen aqua. That would be the only time you would ever think about getting it out of the trade. Your other option, you already have your stop to break even plus. You could leave it there, see if you get more downside, because we have Dodger Blue here and Dodger Blue on impulse. Now that the market's rolling over, you get the market to come down and retest the prior pivot low, move any stop to this pivot or right in here. So walk your stop down. So if you missed all the long side opportunities we had today, or you missed the level sweep trade, and this is your first trade of the day, probably best to book out some profit and wait for a new setup, because there you got a little over 2-to-1 reward to risk. So grab some profits and wait for another setup. So I cover all of this, and even more, there's many ways you can use the Moneyball indicator for trading setups. This is just one of them. So there's all kinds of use for the Moneyball, whether you're trading on a time-based chart on crypto. Holy cow, you should see the price runs we're catching when you set Moneyball to a little bit of what I call a less reactive setting, and you trade on a little bit higher time frame. Holy cow, do you catch big, gigantic structural moves in crypto and even FX, and you can do that in futures too. So Moneyball, how do you get information on Moneyball and the Q-Zone indicator, which is our non-repainting, non-recalculating adaptive price bands? We're the only ones in TradingView to have that. Are very, all of this stuff is adjustable, coloring is adjustable, multiple axis of adjustability to make the indicators more responsive, make the bands wider, more responsive to price, less responsive. Moneyball has a 2-axis of sensitivity adjustment, can change colors, everything can be adjusted, and we have outputs, so you can tie them into alerts. And some guys are trading automated with the tools. So there you have it. So let me show you how you get information. So to get access, www.quantvue.io or hello@quantvue.io for email. And there you have it. Q Zone and Moneyball on Friday, June 9th.